behalf of Triathlon Western Australia, welcome to the 2016 SunSmart IRONMAN 70.3 Busselton Athlete Race Briefing. Further to this race briefing, athletes are required to read the Athlete Information Guide, which contains additional information. This is available online at www.busseltonfestivaloftriathlon.com.au. If you have any further questions following the race briefing, please see the Triathlon WA staff located at the Athlete Services Desk in the registration marquee. Athlete check-in will take place at the following locations and time. Friday the 29th of April, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Barnard Park in Busselton. Saturday the 30th of April, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Barnard Park in Busselton. To complete athlete check-in, you will need to present photo ID. You will then be given your race pack. This includes the following: swim cap, race number, bike sticker, timing chip, bag sticker, and the athlete wristband. The athlete wristband must be worn at all times, including completing your bike check-in and collecting your bike and the gear bag post-event, and additionally for the post-race function. After collecting your race kit from the volunteers, you will need to head over to the timing desk to make sure that your details are correct. Ensure to look at your name and age category. Ensure that you have received the correct swim cap colour for your wave start. These will be posted online and at the athlete check-in. Bike check-in. Bike check-in is open from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday the 30th of April at Barnard Park in Busselton. Prior to entering the bike check-in area, please make sure your bike stickers are secured as per the instructions. The stickers are not to be modified in any way, as the timing chip inside won't work. If you adjust your sticker, you will not be allowed into transition. Technical officials will carry out a visual inspection of your bike. It is the athlete's responsibility to ensure that your bike is in safe working order. Officials may check for such things as front and rear brakes and bar end plugs on the handlebars. Please note, bikes may not be removed from transition on race morning. Bike mechanic. A bike mechanic will be available in the transition area at the following times only: Saturday the 30th of April from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday the 1st of May, pre-race 5 a.m. to 6:45 a.m. for individuals and pre-race 9 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. for teams. Race morning. Individual transition will be open from 5 a.m. to 6:45 a.m. on race morning. The team's transition will be open from 9:15 a.m. to 10 a.m. These times will be strictly adhered to, so make sure you set your alarm. Only competitors are allowed in the transition. Bikes cannot be removed for a warm-up on race morning. Bring your helmet with you on race morning to be checked by Triathlon Australia technical officials. No bags to be left in transition. Please use the secure bag compound with your competitor bag and number provided at registration. Please note, these are the only bags that will be accepted into the bag compound. The bag drop will be located in the main event marquee. Sunscreen will be provided in the transition area. Please remember to apply and reapply during the day. Funky Trunks 1.9k swim. The Funky Trunks 1.9k swim consists of a 1-lap swim course. The swim cut-off time for individuals is 1 hour 10 minutes from your wave start. The swim cut-off time for teams is 1 hour 10 minutes from your wave start. The swim start will take place on the beach opposite Brown Street. The event incorporates a beach start for all athletes. Professional, age group and team competitors will all head off in wave starts. Wave start times will be provided in the Athlete Information Guide and at race registration. Please note that these starts are subject to change and will be promoted at check-in if this is the case. Swim cap is compulsory and you must wear the cap provided to you in your race pack. Any swimmer missing their start will be able to start later, but your time will not be corrected. You will only be permitted to access the start area once your wave is called based on your allocated wave start time. You will need to listen to the commentators so you hear when your wave start is called. You must cross the timing mat before entering the beach or you won't be registered as a starter. The mats are located in the chute leading to the beach. Swim safety. If you start the swim course but do not complete it and are withdrawing from the event, please ensure you see the dropout clerk to record your withdrawal at the bag compound area in the main marquee. If you need assistance during the event, please put one arm straight up and the water safety will make their way to you. At all times in the swim, please be considerate to other swimmers. Please sight often and aim to swim around, not over slower swimmers. Please notify the water safety if you see a swimmer in distress. In the event that we are required to evacuate everybody from the swim course, you will hear continuous whistles blowing. Please follow the instructions of the water safety officers as they direct you to the nearest evacuation point. This will be either on the jetty or a return to the beach. Once you've left the water, please return to the start and wait for further instruction. Please refer to the athlete information guide in relation to wetsuits that can be used and the list of banned wetsuits. The use of wetsuits will be determined based on water temperature, and the interim decision will be promoted at athlete check-in on Saturday the 30th of April between 11 AM and 5 PM, and the final decision will be promoted on race morning over the PA in transition. Swim rules. No fins, aqua socks, gloves, paddles, snorkels or flotation devices of any kind are allowed. No individual paddlers or escorts allowed. Any assistance required during the swim will result in disqualification if forward progress is made. Athletes are permitted to hold on to water safety craft so long as no forward progress is made. Water safety and/or medical personnel reserve the right to remove an athlete from the course if deemed medically necessary. If an athlete is reported for an infringement during the swim, they may be required to serve a 4-minute time penalty in the designated area prior to entering the swim bike course. Athletes found not to have completed the entire swim course will be disqualified. Transition 1, swim to bike. At the swim finish, you will pass through a timing chute to the showers, then on to transition. Move to your bike to remove your swim gear, wetsuit, swim cap and goggles. Only discard your swim gear at your bike. Teams transition, swim to bike. At the swim finish, you will pass through a timing chute to the showers, then into transition. Team cyclist will wait for the swimmer in the team changeover area inside transition. The cyclist may have his or her helmet on whilst waiting, as well as the race number. The team swimmer will meet the cyclist in the team changeover area, take off the timing band, hand to the team cyclist who then must put it on their ankle. Team cyclists can move their bike once they have the timing chip securely on their ankle. You must not mount your bike until reaching the designated mount zone. You must not touch or otherwise interfere with another competitor's equipment in the transition area. No MP3 players or communication devices to be taken on the bike course. There will be a dropout clerk located at the bag compound in the main marquee area. If for any reason you do not complete or start the cycle course, please report to the dropout clerk to record your withdrawal. If the swimmer does not make the cut-off time, the team cyclist will be allowed to start at the direction of the officials, but the team will be recorded as a DNF. 90.1 kilometre cycle course. The cycle course consists of 2 laps starting from Barnard Park. Individuals have 5 hours total race time from their swim start to complete the cycle course. Teams have a 4-hour 15-minute total race time from their swim start to complete the cycle course. While on the cycle course, please keep to the left at all times unless overtaking. Be aware faster riders will approach you from behind at high speed, and the event is using the 12-metre draft rule. Please use caution on Geograph Bay Road. Later in the day, team cyclists and runners will be utilising the same road. Markers will be used to separate the run and cycle course. Please make sure you're aware which side of the road you should ride or run on. At the end of lap 1, once you have completed the turn, you will need to move to the right-hand side of the lane as you pass transition to start lap 2 to allow for merging from the transition area. At the conclusion of your second lap, take a right turn at the roundabout at Brown Street and head to the dismount line. Cycle course rules. Athletes may walk their bike if necessary, but may not make progress on the bike course unaccompanied by their bike. Shoes and a top must be worn at all times while cycling. Absolutely no drafting off another bike or another vehicle is allowed. Athletes must ride single file on the far left side of the bike course at all times unless making a pass or for safety reasons. An athlete observed deliberately discarding equipment, bidons or rubbish and trash on the course other than the designated disposal zones at the aid stations may receive a red card. Athletes found not to have completed the entire bike course will be disqualified. Drafting. This event uses the 12-metre drafting rule. 12 metres from the front wheel to the back wheel of the cyclist in front. An athlete's draft distance may overlap the draft distance of another athlete in the following circumstances. In passing the forward athlete, but for a period of no more than 25 seconds, for safety reasons, for an aid station, for leaving and entering the transition area, and for making an acute turn. Drafting is dangerous. This may result in a yellow card and a time penalty. Blocking. Athletes must keep left at all times to avoid blocking faster passing competitors. This may result in a yellow card and a time penalty. Illegal pass. Passing on the left-hand side of another athlete is dangerous and may result in a yellow card and a time penalty. Penalties. 3 yellow cards will result in a disqualification. Bike course penalty box. There are 2 penalty boxes on the course. One is located on the outbound lap on Chewett Drive and the other is located on the inbound lap on Carey Street. All penalty boxes have visible signage. Issuing of a yellow card for any course infringement requires the athlete to stop at the penalty box on the lap where the infringement occurs. Public urination is a disqualifiable offence. Penalty for all yellow cards is 4 minutes. If you receive a red card, you can continue to race, but will be addressed by the race referee with likely disqualification. It is the athlete's responsibility to know where the penalty boxes are and to present to the nearest one on the lap that the penalty is incurred. Aid stations. There are 2 bike aid stations that you pass through on each lap of the bike course. All pickups from the aid stations are on the left-hand side. Drinks will be dispensed in the following order: water, Endura, water. Please make sure you slow down when going through the aid station. Call out to the volunteers loudly which product you would like. The Funkita bottles will contain water. The blue bottles will contain Endura. Toilets located at aid stations. If you need to use the toilet, please use the facilities provided. Bidon disposal sites are located in the approach to the aid stations. Warning signs will be present to advise you of the area as to where you can dispose of the litter. Littering on course outside of the designated zones is a disqualifiable offence. Caution is advised when passing through aid stations. Slow down to a speed that you can safely collect bidons from the volunteers. Be aware of other riders that are passing through the aid stations that are not collecting bottles. Transition 2, bike to run. Ensure that you dismount before the dismount line and follow direction from the officials and volunteers into the transition area. Return your bike to your allocated bike rack. Rack your bike before removing your helmet. Only discard your bike gear in your allocated area. You must not touch or otherwise interfere with another competitor's equipment in the transition area. No MP3 players or communication devices to be taken on the run course. Teams transition. Once you have racked your bike in your allocated slot, move towards the team transition area and exchange your timing chip with your team runner. If the cyclist does not make the cut-off time, the team runner will be allowed to start at the direction of officials, but the team will be recorded as a DNF. Mizuno 21.1 kilometre run course. The Mizuno run course is a 21.1 kilometre 3-lap run course along Geograph Bay foreshore. Individuals have 7 hours 30 minutes total race time from the swim start to complete the run course. Please note there is a cut-off time for individuals to start their 3rd lap. This must be commenced by 3 p.m. If you do not commence the lap by 3 p.m, the race director will withdraw you from the course and you'll be recorded as a DNF. Teams have 6 hours and 45 minutes total race time from their swim start to complete the run course. Please note there is a cut-off time for teams to start their 3rd lap. This must be commenced by 4:15 p.m. If you do not commence the lap by 4:15 p.m, the race director will withdraw you from the course and you will be recorded as a DNF. At the completion of the first and second laps, participants remain on the road and pass the finish chute before heading back to the run entry to complete their next lap. You cannot enter the finish chute until the completion of your third lap. Your race number is compulsory and is to be worn on the front during the run. Remember, keep left unless overtaking another runner. There will be a cyclist riding in front of the male and female lead runners. Please ensure you keep left and follow instructions from these lead cyclists. Run course rules. No form of locomotion other than running, walking or crawling is allowed. Crawling is only allowed in the finish chute. An athlete observed crawling will be assisted by medical personnel and may be withdrawn from the event. Athletes must wear their race number bib on the front of their top or race belt, and the number must be visible at all times. No individual support vehicles or non-participant runners are allowed. An athlete observed deliberately discarding equipment, bidons, cups or rubbish and trash on the course other than when entering or leaving an aid station will receive a red card. A shirt or race top must be worn at all times. Shoes must be worn at all times. Athletes found not to have completed the entire course may be disqualified. Run aid stations. There will be 4 aid stations situated on the run course. All aid stations will be single-sided except aid station 2 and 4. All aid stations will contain water, cola, Endura, lollies, winners bars and gels, and there will be bins provided to dispose of litter at the end of the aid station on the run leg. Warning signs will be present to advise you of the areas to where you can dispose of the litter. Littering on course outside the designated zones is a disqualifiable offence. Toilets are located at the aid stations on the run course. Finish chute. At the completion of the third lap, participants veer to the left side of Geograph Bay Road and into the finish chute at the northern corner of Barnard Park. Ensure your race number is facing to the front so that you can find finish photos later on. For the safety of spectators and other competitors, only athletes are allowed in the finish chute. You will be disqualified if you bring your children or supporters into the finish chute. Volunteers will collect your timing band as you cross the line. If your timing band and chip is not returned, you will be required to pay a replacement fee. If at any stage you withdraw from the race, please ensure that you return your timing chip to the dropout clerk at the bag compound in the main marquee area. This is important so that race officials are aware that you are still not on the course. Recovery area. No children or friends are allowed in the recovery area. Please arrange to meet them at a central location after the finish. Recovery items located inside the athlete recovery area include the following: muffins, cookies, fruit, cola and water. Trained medical professionals will also be on hand if required. Our official physiotherapy partner, Star Physio, will be located in the recovery tent for post-race massage. Please remember, this race would not be possible without the dedication of over 400 volunteers, so don't forget to show your appreciation out on the course. A smile and a thank you goes a long way. As a fellow athlete, stay safe and have fun. See you at the finish line of the biggest and best Ironman 70.3 in Australia.